Welcome to the Launch Control Mastery Series for real estate investors. This is a free course that I put together sharing everything that I know about using the tool Launch Control. Just this month alone has helped us clear $330,000 in profit on new deals in our land flipping operation. And in this first video, we're going to walk through why Launch Control matters, the context of how to use it, and the context of how we use it in our land flipping business. Now, typically people would charge thousands of dollars for what we're going to give away in this program for free. If you want to support it, you can use our Launch Control link down below to set up your account.
Okay, so when you're ready to kick off your Launch Control account, here's the website that you'll go to. Now, this link here is an affiliate code. You can use it, you cannot use it. I think we get a few bucks thrown our way if you do. First thing is we got to go set up our account. Now, really what we need to look at here is just this number, which is the outbound text messages. This is really all that matters. You're going to get a lot of other bells and whistles, and frankly, most of them I don't use. I don't use their in-house skip tracing. It's far too expensive. I'll show you a better option. Priority customer support, all of that stuff doesn't really matter. All we want to focus on is this number here. Now, within our land flipping business, we average one deal per about 12,000 to 15,000 text messages. So you can simply back in the math here, how many deals you might expect from these given quantities. Now, we run a business where we flip vacant land. Our average deal brings in somewhere around $20,000 to $25,000 per deal. So of course, mileage may vary by different real estate strategy. In my experience with texting, you really don't have any level of consistency unless you're on the pro plan here. In this day and age, 50,000 text messages per month is really what you need to get your foot in the door. With that volume of text messages, I would expect somewhere around 120 to 150 leads per month. Those are leads moving into your CRM that month. And if you're following the strategy that we teach, somewhere around 2 to 5 contracts per month. Now, that's enough to have a self-sustaining, legitimate business. Core and light would be where I would start if you just want to dip your toe in the pond and figure out if texting's for you. But if you want consistency, pro is where it's at. So you'll select your account, you'll fill in your information, and then you're going to end up on a page that looks like this. This is the dashboard within Launch Control. Now, before I walk you guys through this, I want to give you some context on how I've been using Launch Control so you actually know what I'm saying is legitimate. I've been using this platform for over 3 years. For you guys that don't know, I run a business where we flip vacant land. We've been doing that since 2019. And we've done somewhere north of 700 deals since then. Now, in our real estate business, we run direct mail, cold calling, texting, email. We do a whole bunch of things. So this is just a part of the puzzle for us. But it's been an incredible marketing channel year over year. Now, if we look at our results this month, we've spent $4,997 with Launch Control. That's our cost for the plan. Now, with that plan so far this month, and the month is not over, this is for the calendar month of October 2025, we've generated 355 leads in our CRM. Out of those 355 leads, 80 of them have been marked as hot leads. These are leads that are looking to sell their property in the next 30 days or less. Out of those 80 leads, we've converted 5 deals, which has brought in $364,000 of pipeline profit to our business. Now, if you do the math, that is a 72x ROAS, which is just return on ad spend. That means $1 in, $72 out on the back end. Now, of course, not all of that is realized this month. These deals take time to close. We make improvements in some cases. They take time to sell. So that revenue will be collected in a staggered fashion. Now, hopefully that gives some credence to the training that I provide within the series and gives you a sense of what's possible on this platform. Now, if you're new to the land flipping business and you want to learn more, I've got a link for you down below. You can hop on a call. I'll walk you through our whole entire strategy. Now, as a quick side point, it's worth mentioning that our results are not typical. I've looked at hundreds of different businesses utilizing cold texting platforms, and the numbers that we generate are frankly those of an outlier. Now, it's partially because we've been doing this a long time and there is skill involved to texting, but it's also because we have a secret weapon up our sleeve. You see, the backbone of texting is a few things. One, you need to be sending text messages to the right markets, sending them to the right owners that actually have some level of motivation, or we think they'll have some level of motivation. You need the highest quality data that you're feeding into the system. And then for us, we need a way to underwrite these deals and run our due diligence when these deals come in. The backbone of all of that is a tool called Land Insights. Now, in the last year, this tool has 2x'd the effectiveness that we've seen within our text marketing And again, I've been doing this for 3+ years. This tool has single-handedly changed the entire process for us. You can think about this tool as a data aggregator, an underwriting tool, a due diligence tool, a lead motivation tool, and the best part is a skip tracing tool as well. We pay 2 cents for our skip traces through this platform. No minimums, nothing like that. It's pretty unbelievable. Compare that to the 10 cents that you'd be paying within launch control. It's a big difference. And the platform's free. You can make a free account. Just go to the link. I'll put it down below, landinsights.co. Now, I say that not as a promotion, but I say that as it's just a matter of fact that has really changed our results. And I've seen this play out for literally countless of our Land Insights users that also use Launch Control or similar platforms. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, here's the dashboard. You guys can see real-time results within our platform. Just from a really high level, you have your snapshot here. They call this what's on your plate. You've got your unread, your reminders, your unanswered, and your no status leads. Down here, you can see our top 3 performing campaigns. These here are stages. Okay, so you've got hot, warm, nurture, and drip. And we'll talk about drip later in this challenge. But drip is a very important piece of our success with texting, especially because within this platform, drips don't add into your monthly budget for how many texts you're allotted. That texting budget is allotted to the number of new texts that you send out. So it's a really big difference. Because you can build out these drip campaigns, you can put owners that have some level of motivation on the drip campaigns, and it won't tally up on your total text budget every month. And it's going to work in the background in an automated fashion. So you can see the number of drips that we have going in the background for each campaign that we have here. Over here, you're going to see your delivery rate and your response rate. Now, this is for this week. You could tally it up for the month, the day. You can look at it yesterday. Now, what we would typically expect is somewhere around a 90+% delivery rate on average. It might change day to day, but if we look at it monthly or quarterly, that's where you should be hanging out. And then somewhere around a blended 20% for our blended response rates. So you're going to see your initial message response rate, your response rates from messages sent within your inbox, so when you're handling conversations, response rate from drips, and the response rates from follow-ups, which we'll talk about later within the series. Now, over here, you're going to see your lead breakdown. Again, you can sort this by month, week, day, or yesterday. Hot leads, warm leads, nurture, drips, no status. Now, of course, everyone's going to classify their leads slightly differently. It's important to note that a truly hot or truly motivated lead is going to move into our CRM relatively quickly. Launch Control is not necessarily an acquisition tool to acquire deals. It's a marketing tool to find owners that are looking to sell their property. And then from there, the real magic happens by pulling the right owners into your CRM and letting you or your team pick up that process. We call that process the acquisition process. It's important to note that these are distinctly different. I see a lot of people making their rookie mistake where they're trying to close deals within a platform like this. All you're looking to do is to have people raise their hand that are interested in taking the next step and then move them into your CRM. Over here, you can see our drip automation. So we've had 144 drips go out today. You can see in the next 30 days, we've got 6,000 drips going out. Then we can see our top drip automations. We've got a long-term drip, a 6-month, 10-month, and 15-month drip. That's for leads that aren't super motivated. Next, you got your long-term drip. That's a 60-day drip for folks that have a little more motivation. And then obviously the short-term drip, that's 1 week. Outside of Land Insights, one of the things that I can chalk up a lot of our success to within this platform is really maximizing how we use drip campaigns and not taking a one-size-fits-all drip campaign approach. There should be drips for different stages or different motivation levels for your leads. And one of the last things that's really changed our results is how we speak to property owners. We take a very conversational approach. We don't talk to them like robots. We don't talk to them like a Fortune 500 company. We talk to them like a regular person. Now, it's very important to note that you must be playing by the rules. If people want to be taken off your list, you must respect that. You must remove them. I see a lot of people bending the rules here, and I think that's out of integrity. Do not do that. It's also important to note that all of our campaigns, we use a do not call scrub to remove anyone from those lists. We use Land Insights to do that. Again, I think it's out of integrity. If people have raised their hand and they said, I don't want to be called or contacted, you should respect that. Unfortunately, far too many people bend the rules here. You can still have great success by following the rules and playing with integrity. All right, the rest of these dashboards, frankly, we never really use them. You've got your text and lead activity. I never use this chart, frankly. Down here, you've got active conversations and average reply rate. This is something that is worth tracking. Now, if you're running this at scale, frankly, it is very difficult to hold a great average reply rate, especially if you're not sending text messages during the weekend, especially if you have a team that's working part-time or working odd hours, you're probably going to have an average reply time that looks similar to what we have here. Unfortunately, we've never really been able to get past 126 minutes, give or take. Now, when you set up your launch control account, one of the first things that you're going to need to do is do your 10 DLC registration. Now, this is the registration to set up what's called A2P texting. That's application to person, aka business to consumer texting. You cannot send text messages on this platform without registering this. This is so the carriers can remove spammy text messages, maintain a high level of deliverability for the right text messages, and ultimately remove bad actors from sending messages to consumers. Now, this entire process typically takes about 10 days to register once you set up your launch control account. So I recommend getting this done right when you make your account. Now, to do this, you're going to need to submit your business information to register. Things like legal name, address, EIN, entity name, website, etc. Now, this information must be consistent with public records. Otherwise, more than likely, your application is going to get pushed back. Now, when you set this up, there's rules that you have to play by. You have to have opt-out language in your text messages, and your messaging must be consistent with the declared use case when you set up your 10 DLC. Now, if we come over to the settings section down here, you're going to see that there's a multitude of different integrations that you can set up with Launch Control. Now, frankly, a lot of these here we don't use. In fact, we don't use any of them but the Zapier integration. This is one of the most important integrations that you can set up so you can begin transferring leads directly out of Launch Control into a CRM, a Google Sheet, you name it. This is the only integration that we currently use within Launch Control. But if you recognize any of these systems here, like Forefront CRM or Podio, you can set up an integration as well. Now, out of all of the different texting providers out there, you might be wondering, why should I use Launch Control? Well, I think there's a couple of reasons. One, this platform focuses on compliance, and that's why I like this tool. I think it's important that if you're utilizing a channel like cold texting, that you're absolutely playing by the rules. And Launch Control is built with guardrails, so you can't color outside the lines, ultimately to keep you safe. Now, for some people, they look at that as a con or a downside. They want to bend the rules and do crazy things. If that's you, Launch Control very well might not be the platform for you. But if you're looking to keep things on the up and up and ultimately play by the rules, I think Launch Control makes it easier than any other tool out there to do that. The two other things that I've found is a high level of deliverability with Launch Control. That we consistently are in the 90+% range for deliverability. I see people using other texting platforms hacked together through Go High Level or other third-party tools, but ultimately they usually suffer from a very low deliverability. And then the last thing is UI or UX. The user interface for Launch Control is really intuitive and really simple to use. Now, especially as you start building a team around using a platform like this, it's important that it's intuitive. You can install your team into this platform and they can hit the ground running. All right, guys, that is episode 1. If you guys want to support this challenge, you can use our Launch Control affiliate link down below to kick off your account. We'll see you guys in episode 2.
If you're serious about flipping land for predictable profit and you want to plug into the exact system our students are using to close their first deal or their next 10 deals, then tap the video right here. It's a free 15-minute strategy call where we're going to pull back the curtain and show you the exact LIA system that our students are using right now. We'll show you the entire process A to Z on how you can start landing deals in the next 90 days or less. Slots tend to fill up fast. Grab your spot now. And I look forward to showing you the exact LIA land flipping playbook that I've been using for the last 6 years and that nearly 500 other LIA members have used to date. Click it and I'll see you inside.